Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode. We are diving into something that's low-key shaping all your romantic relationships, even if you have never heard of it, the 4 attachment styles. If you are in college right now, you know messy, exciting, and confusing love or flings or long distance or even friend with benefits relationships can be. Let's start with the big question. Why do these 4 styles matter for you? First off, this is your relationship blueprint era. Think about it. Most of us didn't get a class on how to feel safe in a relationship or why you panic when someone doesn't text back. We learned this stuff from family, past crushes, and even how our friends handle love. But here's the thing. If your roommate once dated someone who seemed perfect, but they broke up because, oh, he always pulled away, and she felt like she has a bag for attention, chances are their attachment styles were clashing, and they had no idea. I had a friend last year. Well, let's call her Lila, who dated this guy Jake for 6 months. They got along so well, laughed at the same memes, loved the same coffee shop, and even studied stats together. But Lila kept worrying that Jake didn't care, and she double texted after he was mad when he took an hour to reply, and felt hurt when he wanted to hang out with his guys instead of her. Jake, meanwhile, felt overwhelmed. He'd say, "I just need space," and eventually pulled away. They broke up, and both of them were very heartbroken. Lila thought she was too clingy, and then Jake thought he was too cold. Turns out, Lila's anxious attachment, well, she craved for closeness to feel secure, and Jake's avoidant attachment, well, he needed space to feel safe. Well, they are talking past each other. If they had known their styles, they might have said, "Oh, this isn't about me. It's about how we both need to feel loved." Then that's the first win. These styles turn "I'm bad at relationships" into "I just need to understand my position." Well, let's start with the basics. What is secure attachment? At its core, it is a style rooted in trust, emotion, safety, and balance. People with secure attachment grow up feeling their needs for love, comfort, and attention will be met. So as adults, they don't fear abandonment or feel the need to prove their worth in relationships. They see love as a partnership, not a competition or a test. Let me break down the key traits so you can spot it. Firstly is comfort with intimacy, without losing yourself. Secure people can be vulnerable. They'll say, "I miss you," or "I'm upset." But they don't rely on their partner to fix their problems and emotions. They have their own hobbies, friends, and goals. And they support their partners too. Trust as default. They don't overanalyze small things. If their partner texts late because they are studying, well, they think they are busy instead of they're ignoring me. Thirdly, calm communication. When there's a fight, they don't yell or shut down. They say, "I feel hurt when this happens, so let's talk about it and try to solve the problem." And lastly, reassurance goes in both ways. They don't need constant validation, but they are happy to give it and accept it when it's needed. Now, let's make this real. With my own relationship, I'm lucky to have a secure attachment with my boyfriend, and it shows the little things. For example, I never feel the need to check his phone or ask who's he hanging out with. If he says he's grabbing coffee with a friend, I don't spiral into, "Is that friend someone I should worry about?" because he's built trust by being consistent. Well, he will send a quick text, "Coffee ran late, heading back to campus soon." Well, not because I asked, but because he knows he keeps me in the loop and he cares about that. Well, let's turn to all of you. Well, starting with Larissa. You have mentioned that you're pretty secure in relationships and hate last-minute cancels. Have you ever had a moment where your partner canceled plans, but their honesty, not fakeness, made it easier to handle? Like, did they say, "Oh, my mom got sick and I need to go home," instead of, "Oh, I'm just not feeling it"? And how did that align with your secure vibes?
Okay, honestly, I'm single, so I'm gonna talk about a friend point of view. So my best friend, she always how do I put it? She makes sure I'm secure because the excuses she gives me are not actually excuses, they're genuine. So there was once I remember her dog was really sick, I think diarrhea or something, can't remember. And then she said, oh, I am so sorry, my dog is having diarrhea, so I need to drive her to the hospital like now because she won't stop diarrheaing, right? So then I was like, yeah, of course, go for it, right? I mean, like, I don't want your dog to die. So yeah. I mean, in terms of that, it's perfectly fine because I know it's a valid reason and not just because she doesn't want to hang out with me or something. And I think it's also because like I trust her. I know that she has a valid reasons. So I don't think that I should overthink it. Like if your dog is sick, bring your dog to the doctor. Like it's okay. Nothing is more important than your dog's health, right? I mean, yeah.
I mean, now let's talk about a style that's super common for college students. Anxious attachment. Well, a secure attachment is trust first, just like what Larissa has said just now. Well, anxious attachment is fear first, fear of being abandoned, fear of not being enough, and a constant need for reassurance to quiet that fear. Well, let's define it clearly. Anxious attachment forms when someone grows up feeling their needs might not meet consistently. Maybe a parent who is sometimes loving, sometimes distant, so as adults, they worry, will this person leave me if I am not perfect? To ease that fear, they cling to their partner, seek consistent validation, and overthink every small sign of distance. Let's break down the key traits. You may recognize some of these in yourself or someone you know. Firstly, they will have reassurance hunger because they ask things like, oh, do you still like me? Or am I being too much? Even if their partner has said, yes, 1,000 times. It's not that they don't believe you. It's actually their fear needs constant proof. Secondly, is overthinking small moments. It's actually a delayed text, isn't that they are very busy. It's like, oh, they're losing interest. A cancel plan isn't, oh, they are sick. It's, oh, they'd rather be with someone else, but not me. And the fear of not being chosen. They prioritize some partners' needs over their own to avoid conflict. For example, they will skip a friend's birthday party because their partners say, I wish you stayed with me, even if they really wanted to go. And lastly is jealousy as a warning sign. They may get upset if their partner laughs with a classmate, not because they are possessive, but because they think, oh, that person is better than me. They will leave. So let's use a college example to make this concrete. Miss Sarah, who is a sophomore with an anxious attachment style, and she is dating Mia, a junior. Mia has a part-time job and sometimes she's busy with the day. Last week, Sarah texted Mia at 2 p.m. Hey, wanted to grab dinner with me tonight? And Mia didn't reply until 6 p.m. She was in a back-to-back shift. By then, Sarah had sent 3 more texts. Did I do something wrong? Or are you mad at me? Please text me back. I'm panicking. When Mia finally replied, sorry, shift was crazy. Dinner sounds great. Sarah felt relieved, but only for an hour. At dinner, she asked, you didn't seem that excited to text me back. Do you still want to be with me? Mia said, of course I do, but I was just very busy. But Sarah couldn't let it go. Later that night, she texted, can we FaceTime?
Oh my God.
I just need to hear your voice to know everything's okay. Well, this isn't Sarah being needy. It is her anxious attachment talking. She's not trying to annoy Mia. She's trying to feel safe. That problem? Over time, the constant need for reassurance can leave both people exhausted. But the good news, recognizing it is the first step. Sarah can learn to say, I'm feeling anxious right now. Can you give me a quick check-in instead of spiraling? Well, Asmin, that's his close to home for you. You've said you can't bear someone's not answering your messages for more than 2 hours. Have you ever had a moment like Sarah's, where you sent multiple texts while waiting for a reply? What was the specific thoughts that kept popping up? Was it, oh, they must be ignoring me, or did I say something wrong? And for the rest of you, if Asmin came to you panicking about a 3-hour text delay, how would you respond about dismissing her feelings? Would you say something like, let's send a quick, oh, hope your day's going okay, or remember they had a lab today?
So I think I have very extreme anxious attachment style. So I did all of the things that that girl did in the story. I did more actually, but I'll tell you later. So I think the root of this issue is that my past partner, like they cheated on me. So I need constant reassurance to know that everything is okay and I'm not getting cheated on. Because I don't think anyone like is that busy to not answer text for 2 hours. I know this idea is wrong. I'm aware of that, but like internally, I cannot get over this idea. And I think like I was texting my friends too much about my ex relationship, and they were like, "Oh, I think you have a problem, not them. Like, this is like extreme." So, yeah, I'm not happy with this attachment style. I think I could change it.
Yeah, I think like in terms of your question, if Asmin did come and was like, I think from her, like you could see that I don't think, maybe for some people they are born that way, but for some it might have come from a certain trauma or a certain history with things. So I think it's important to like, you know, maybe make them understand about the situation, that maybe like make them see the situation that they're in, that you know, technically like I understand that how this, like how you're acting or how your attachment style right now is like this because of a past trauma. So maybe what I can do is like I can offer her some things, like we can meet in the middle. Like I don't want to like cuddle her and be like just give it to anything she wants, because I feel like it's just gonna fuel and it's just gonna constantly like reinforce the anxiety she already has. So maybe like we can compromise in the middle, like okay, how about we extend it a bit further? If 2 hours, like maybe I feel like 2 hours, yeah, like maybe can you extend it a bit further, because I think it might be like 2 hours sometimes, you know, like a normal shift at work might be like 5 hours or so. So maybe can we try like a few hours extension like that? Like I think it's about compromisation. Of course, it takes a while as well. It takes a practice.
Yeah, so like to understand like why they're like acting the way they are, like it's really important to understand, you know, this kind of attachment styles. And like let's say like with Asmin, like, you know, I know, you know, she has like, you know, this attachment, you know, anxious attachment style. So I think like, you know, I have to understand where she's coming from, respect that, at the same time like trying to like, you know, say okay, like if we have like, you know, I might be busy with something else, like it with anxious attachment style, like they need that reassurance, right? That, you know, it's not like we don't like you, just like we're busy. So I think it's like important to like tell them, let them know, like, you know, I'm busy with something else, that's why I couldn't like respond. So I think like it's important to like communicate, like let her know like, oh, like I was busy with, you know, doing something else, like, you know, fighting a deadline or something.
Yes, exactly. So now let's flip the script. Avoidant attachment. If anxious attachers cling, avoidant attachers pull away. They see emotional closeness as a threat to their independence, and they'd rather be alone than someone hurting them. First, the definition. Avoidant attachment forms when someone learns that needing others leads to disappointment. Maybe a parent said, "Big kids don't cry," or ignore their emotions. So they learned, if I don't need anyone, I won't get hurt. As adults, they value their freedom over closeness. They might say, I don't need a relationship, or I'm fine on my own, even if they secretly want to connect. The following are the key traits to look for. Firstly, independence as a shield. They prioritize their own plans over relationships. For example, they'll set, I'm already make plans to game with my friends when their partner asks for a date night, even if they could reschedule. Isn't that ridiculous? Shutting down emotions. When their partner talks about feelings, they change the subject, say, oh, it's not a big deal, and leave the room. It's not they don't care, they just don't know how to handle vulnerability. Thirdly, downplaying connection. They avoid labels like boyfriend or girlfriend, like, oh, let's just keep it casual, or long-term plans. Why talk about the future plan when we are still in college? And lastly, they see closeness as control. If their partner says, I miss spending time with you, they might think they're trying to tie me down instead of, oh, they care about me. Okay, so let's use a college example. Jake is a junior with an avoidant attachment style, and he's been seeing Leo for 2 months. Leo really likes Jake. He wants to talk about their relationship, or maybe call themselves boyfriends. But every time Leo brings it up, Jake shut down. Last week, Leo said, I had so much fun at the movies with you. Do you think we could make this more official? And Jake laughed and said, oh, why do we need a label? Isn't that easier? Yeah. Leo said, I just want to know where we stand. Jake changed the subject. Hey, did you see the new campus gym hours? We should go this weekend. Another time, Leo was upset because he had a fight with his best friend. He went to Jake's dorm and said, I feel really bad. I think I messed up. Jake said, you should just apologize and move on. What?
I hate that.
And then Jake said,
We hate
dwelling on it won't help. Leo wanted to talk more, but Jake turned on his laptop and said, want to play video games? I'll take your mind off it. Jake actually isn't being mean. He's protecting himself. For him, talking about feelings or labels feels like giving up control. He's scared that if he gets too close, Leo will leave. So he leaves first. Well, emotionally at least. The hard part, Leo feels rejected and Jake feels misunderstood. But again, understanding this style helps. Leo can say, I don't want to pressure you. I just want to share how I feel. And Jake can practice saying, I care about you, but talking about this scares me. Well, small steps at one time. Okay, co-host time. Mancy, have you ever caught yourself acting like Jake? Maybe you changed the subjects when someone brought up defining the relationship or cancel plans last minute because you felt too much pressure. What was the fear underneath that? Was it if we label this, I will lose my freedom? Or they will leave once they know me better? And Princess, if you dated someone avoidant who shut down when you talk about feelings, how would you approach it? Would you give them space or say, I'm here when you're ready to talk?
Okay, so for me, like I've never been in a relationship, so but when it comes to like friendships or like different kinds of relations, like as a sister, I feel like I'm not as Jack. I'm not
As bad as Jack. Yeah.
I don't even think that I can be a little bit even closer to him. That's completely different. But I feel like like if I let's say like I made like plans with my friends or like my sister or whatever, I try to like if something else comes up, like we already have like a date set, I make sure like if there's some other plans, I don't like try to I'll tell that person, okay, I have like other plans with my sister or like with my friend. So for me, I think I can be like that, I get too overwhelmed when, there's like too many like, relationships and stuff, but I try to like, understand, where they're coming from as well. Like, with my sister, my friends, I know that they love me, that, they're coming from a really good place, that they want to like, make me feel better. Or,
Just want to hang out.
Yeah. I communicate. I try to communicate a lot. I mean, I'm like not good with communication, but I'm trying to like develop. Whatever is happening in my head, like I try to like keep it in my head, like I don't tell it out. But I know that's not how relationships are gonna get better. Like if I want to like build a relationship, it could be romantic or like with my friends, like take it to another level. I try to communicate, and if I think that it's getting like if I know that I'm getting too overwhelmed, I tell them, can we like kind of take it slow, like at this point I don't think like
I have the capacity.
Yeah, I have the capacity to do it. Even like with friendships, let's say talking with each other like every single day could be like, sometimes it could be overwhelming. So I like to try to tell them, at this point, like I'm kind of like busy with other things or like too overwhelmed with other things. I just want to like take a little bit slow.
I think for me, if I ever really encounter an avoidance style, to be honest, I'm not sure if I ever will encounter one. But then I think if I do get into a relationship with someone like that, I must have seen something in them that, like that makes me want to be in a relationship with them. So I think if it's something that we can work out, I know every human has their own flaws. Like I'm not trying to be saying like maybe that's his flaw, like not like it can be someone's like past experience as well that might cause them like that way. So I think for me, I would rather tell them like beforehand, like, oh, I think what you're doing. I think I'd rather be vocal of my feelings, like what Leo did, and say, okay, what you're doing, I think it's kind of making me dismiss my own feelings as well. Like, I don't appreciate that. And like, I think I can give myself like certain deadlines. Like, I can give myself, yeah, like
3 hours.
No. Like, I could give myself like, okay, for like 3 months maybe we can try it out. You know, I understand you're also working towards like becoming a better partner for me, and I'm also trying my best to meet you in the middle, so we can see how we're compromising with each other. And then if that in those 3 months, maybe I would say like just a temporary deadline. If in those 3 months I don't see him making the adjustments, or at least making effort to try to like put effort into like understanding my point of view as well as how I understand him, then I guess it's a relationship that isn't going to work out in long term. So so I think it's it's important. I mean, it's good that he knows what his attachment style is. And I think it's good that he can be vocal about it to me, so we can work it out together. I know what to expect from him, and he knows himself as well.
Yes, exactly. When we know our attachment styles, we can adjust our expectations. Now, the most complex style, disorganized attachment. Think of it as anxious plus avoidant mixed together. Wanting to connect and fear connection at the same time. It's confusing for everyone involving the person with the style. First, definition. Disorganized attachment forms from early experiences where the people you trusted were both a source of comfort and fear. For example, a parent who hugs you 1 minute and yells at you the next. So, as an adult, you crave love, but when you get it, you feel overwhelmed and pushed away. This is a cycle of come here, go away, that leaves everyone confused. The following are the key traits to understand. So firstly is inconsistent behavior. One day they're super affectionate, holding your hand and texting you all day, and the next day they're distant, ignoring your texts, avoiding your calls. You never know which version you will get. Fear of both abandonment and closeness. They might say, I want you to stay, then leave me alone. In the same conversation. It's not that they're mixed up, it's both options feel scary. Well, defensiveness when conflict happens. If you try to talk about why they're distant, they might get angry. Why are you picking a fight? Or cry, you will never understand, instead of explaining. And lastly, contradictory beliefs. They think I need love to be happy, but also love will hurt. Let's use a college example again. Luna is a senior with disorganized attachment style, and she's dating Alex, a grad student. Alex planned a weekend trip for their 3-month anniversary, and they booked a cute Airbnb for an hour from campus, knowing Luna loves hiking. When Alex tells her, Luna cried and said, "This is the sweetest thing anyone has done for me. I can't wait." But as the weekend got closer, Luna started to pull away. She canceled her pre-trip grocery run, saying, "I have to finish a paper," even though she finished it 2 days prior. When Alex asked if she was still excited, she snapped, "Why do we have to make such a big deal out of everything? It's just a weekend." Alex was confused. He thought she'd been thrilled. On the trip, Luna flipped between 2 versions of herself. On Saturday morning, she held Alex's hand during the hike, took photos of him by the lake, and gushed about how perfect this is. By Saturday night, she was sitting on the couch scrolling through Instagram, not answering his questions about dinner. When Alex said, "You seemed upset." "Well, did I do something wrong?" Luna yelled, "Why do you always assume it's about you?" And burst into tears. Through sobs, she said, "I'm scared you realize I'm not fun to be around 24/7. I don't want you to leave." Yeah, that's disorganized attachment in action. Luna's brain is stuck between 2 conflicting fears. I want to be close to Alex, and if I'm too close, he'll leave me. So she alternates between leaning in, hiking and gushing, and pushing him away, snapping and ignoring. It's not about being difficult. It's her brain's messy way of trying to feel safe. The worst part, Alex has no idea what to do. Should he hug her or give her space? Should he apologize or ask more questions? That confusion is why disorganized attachment can feel so lonely for everyone involved. But here's the hope. Just like the other types, disorganized attachment isn't permanent. Small, intentional moments like Luna saying, "I'm scared of messing this up, so I may pull away sometimes," can help Alex to understand. And Alex saying, "I'm not going anywhere, but I'll let you take space when you need it," and help Luna feel less like closeness equals danger. It's slow, but it works. Because the goal isn't to fix the style, but to learn to navigate with honesty. Let's wrap this up with something real. Well, none of these attachment styles are good or bad. The point isn't to be perfect at relationships, it's to be aware. For those of you who are listening, if you heard of style today and thought, "That's me," know this, you're not stuck. Maybe you're anxious, try sending one text instead of 3. And say that, "I'm feeling a little bit worried. Can you check in later?" Maybe you're avoidant, try saying, "Talk about this, feels scary," instead of changing the subject. Maybe you're disorganized, try telling someone, "I may pull away, but it's not about you." Those small steps, they add up to bigger, healthier relationships. And remember, college is the perfect time to learn this. You are not just dating or hooking up. You're learning how to be loved and how to love. These attachment styles are just a map to help you find your way. A huge thank you to Larissa, Asmin, Princess, and Mansi for being so open today. This chat wouldn't be as half as real without you. If you have a story to share, maybe you realized your attachment style this week or navigated a clash with someone else, hit us up on YouTube. We would love to hear from you. Until next week, be kind to yourself and to the people you are figuring out with. Thanks for listening.